Whoop, don't want to waste any.
Shut the fuck up. What the fucking hell, bro?
Well, Jahan,
Andy?
we're back in here again. Back in the box.
Fucking goddamn shit thing.
The box of expectations, right? The box
Box of shame.
it wants something from us. Yeah. And if we don't give, we will be shamed, right? If we don't entertain.
Or we could, bring forth the shame by way of the entertain.
Oh, you mean shaming others?
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
That's also an avenue, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When in doubt, lash out.
Oh, absolutely. Racism. RACE-ism. Does it exist?
Not by that spelling, it doesn't. Because when you spell racism, you drop that E when you add the ing.
Yeah.
Or in this case, the ism. It's still the same.
All right. R-A-cism.
Yeah, RAC-ism.
Right. RACIS.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Does it exist? What's the definition of it? What are the different nuances that we're talking about here? And how is racism going to come into play in this podcast?
Well, I'm going to tell you something, though. Like, I think in order, to be fair to ourselves, I don't think we need to limit the spectrum of what racism can be at all, right? From the most minuscule, like mucho poquito iota of racism to the big ass elephant in the room racism. You know what I'm saying? We need to include it all.
I mean, yeah, I get you, man, but I think this is a common like mishap is to say that there are different types of racism or different types of
there's different levels. There's different levels to it.
There could be different levels,
yeah.
Right? You can do. See, I mean, right now I just feel like there's no such thing as a negative. See, racism is not a negative word, right? It's like if you're a racist, right? You understand and know race, about races, okay? Like a pianist understands and knows the piano, right? Like a dentist, knows dentin. Like there's just, and that was a real shitty fucking example. I promise you.
You could have just said teeth, but okay.
The main point here is that what is a racist, right? A racist would be somebody who proclaims to know about races, right? I mean, can we?
I mean, by definition, you looked at it. That's not what it's gonna say. But go ahead.
I have to know, man. Where's the?
We're gonna go for it right now, buddy. Just stay with me 1 second. I know we want to see racist. Is that correct?
Define racist.
Racist.
Right.
Okay, now so this is RAC-ist.
Yes.
Okay, a person who believes in racism, the doctrine that one's own racial group is superior or that a particular racial group is inferior to the others. So, it involves some sort of quantification. I think we can agree on that.
Right, and when I read into that, I can see how it can immediately be construed as almost a negative, right? Now, I have to wonder, negative, is it true or not? Now, is racism a valid idea? The idea that certain races may be better at certain things than other races?
Don't lose that point, but I want to throw this out there. What's the difference between an idea and a notion? Because I don't know, when you say like idea, I'm thinking notion may be more appropriate. But what's the difference? Like, I mean, we know what an idea is, but a notion, okay, is an understanding, vague or imperfect conception or idea of something. That might be a little more appropriate for racism. It's a notion as opposed to an idea.
Now, what if it is a science? What if you can point out something? Now this is where we come.
If it was a science, and that would contradict the idea of, it being a vague or imperfect conception.
Right, because that's one of the main like hardcore hitter points.
Yeah, is that it's based on some ignorance,
or that it's that certain cognitive levels of understanding of certain subjects are shifted between the races, right? And that races were not made strictly because of the sun shining on the skin, but because of the environment and the understanding and knowledge of said environment, creating a person, creating a race of people, right? And then what happens to a race if you surround it with technology, like I am in, like we are in right now, Are we not creating a new race of people here?
No.
In the United States?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. Like, I mean, if anything, and this is probably going away from the point a little bit, but if anything, when you mention technology, I think, by that perspective, we're just, as a people, conditioning ourselves to be more dependent on it, thereby essentially dumbing ourselves down. That's what I see. But that's not really to the point.
Well, see, but to me, it all circles around to the point, because I don't think racism should be what we're looking at here. I think it should be people in a place, right? Certain people in a certain environment learn a certain way and become a certain way. And some are better at things than others, right? All around.
Well, I mean, that's a natural fact of life, man.
Do you see that in general? Okay, aside from like your off-brands people that are just like, what the hell is that guy? He's like completely different from everyone.
Yeah.
But in general, would you say that like there are differences between every race, like physically?
I mean, like, you probably have to poll people, onto whether or not some of these generalizations are considered offensive or not. But I think there's definitely some generalization within each race as far as, potential aptitude or lack thereof. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like when it comes to, intelligence, aptitude, sports, work, all that shit.
Right. Now, I mean, I would be remiss to try to think of like, aside from like what Cinderella Man and Rocky, who are like the great white boxers, who are the great whites.
I mean, it's fictional though. I mean,
that's in sports and stuff, right?
Yeah, but Rocky Marciano was a real person,
right?
And he was knock a motherfucker out.
Okay.
Rocky Marciano.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And okay, that's one. And how far back do we got to reach to grab that guy?
Like back before most will remember. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even like a boxing aficionado, but I do know Rocky Marciano.
Right. I think it, like, the whole topic of racism could be so easily soothed if we all just understood each other's respect for the other's abilities, right? For me to say like everybody's the exact same and shit would be for me to just like deny the fact that like most of the black dudes I know are pretty damn swole. You know what I mean? Like, pretty good at fucking, like, some of the physical things I used to try to get into and shit. You know what I mean? Like, just basically advanced in certain ways that, like, my people aren't. Like, it was as I was growing up, none of the kids were, like, ready at that age of 12. You know what I'm saying? But, of course, then that was just on my Dumfries Woodbridge side. When I'm here in Alexandria going to, like, Hammond and shit, I'm, like, the little guy. You feel me? There's a difference there. And you can't deny it, right? And if to deny it is politically correct, though. It's politically correct to say, no, it's not. That's not the case at all. There's no difference. Everybody's the same. Why can't we just embrace everything and be like, okay, I'm fucking good at pedaling, so I'm going to get down to the bottom of the gear and pedal. You're good at fucking pushing with your arms. So
I put it to you like this. When you start talking about the idea of everybody being the same, context matters, right? Because let's say,
who wants to be the same as a white guy?
Just hear me out. Because like I said, context matters. Because like if you're talking about like, okay, let's say you're having a discussion or a talk or whatever about humility, you know what I'm saying? Then from that perspective, reminding each other that we're all the same is a good reminder in humility. Check your ego sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because strong as you may think you are, you could be as weak as him the next minute if you get sick or whatever the fuck.
Or you could be weaker than him now. You could be weaker.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true too.
Lots of people.
That's true too, yeah.
They need to check their humility to the point where they realize that they could be squashed and
not even know it. Yeah.
And or some other shit.
And they believe they believe themselves to be untouchable. Yeah, I mean, but that's a litany of examples all in just one little corner of the whole pizza pie, if you will. You know what I'm saying? But like, reason why it's important to give yourself that ego check and remind each other that we're the same is also for the end of ourselves. Because in the end, we're all going to decompose into the same shit. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, but a lot of that is encompassed in our physical body, our physical being. You know what I'm saying? Our shell. You know what I mean? But where we're different is in what makes us each unique. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that makes us different. You know what I mean? While even still, there are some, obviously, some physical differences and all of that shit as far, like how you were saying, strength, aptitude, speed, all that shit. I mean, let's just be real. While it is, like you said, while it is PC to fucking say, no, it's not like that, we're all the same and shit like that. We'd probably probably everyone that's our age in this world will probably be dead before we see a fucking person from India that'll outrace a motherfucker from Africa on the damn track. You understand what I'm saying? And maybe not. Maybe this shit could happen in the next fucking Olympics. Who knows? Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But again, that would be a case of one of those anomalies that you mentioned. You know what I'm saying? Because, while like you said, not PC, that's not what they're known for. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and don't get me wrong. There's some like swole white dudes.
Yeah.
And some of them
fast.
Yeah.
Like fucking I don't know the dude name, man, but one of the best street dunkers and shit is a white dude.
And I see that whole thing and I say like, okay, well there's this like there's something happening there. Because if I think about what's like one of the best rappers I know, and then it's like, that's a white dude. And then if I think about like, I don't want to like, how do I even pull it all around? Because if you take anything that I created, somebody that's not, anything that my people created, somebody that's not my people is the best at. And anything that somebody else created, it's like one of my people's the best at. And how does that like even fucking like come together? It's so hard. It's so hard for me to wrap my head around this. It's almost like the Matrix, or something is like specifically trying to tell us something. The world is sending us code. Somehow there's a
Yeah, I kind of feel you on that, because it just sometimes it just seems like shit just be too perfectly off for this shit to make sense like this.
Right.
shit is just, man, this shit coming apart, man. Fuck that shit.
Here we are, back again, coughing and hacking it up.
Hacking it up.
Talking some bullshit.
Hack,
Just trying
hack, hack comedy. Hacking it up. Hacking it up. Hacking it up.
See, all right, man.
That's some glitch in the matrix. Hacking it up. That's some glitch in the matrix. Hacking it up.
Right. Now, here's
Hacking it up. Go ahead, bro. I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead.
Here's another thing that I also got to consider, man.
Yo.
Is that there is probably a million aspects to your personality, right? And
I mean, just think about how many synapses fire off in the fucking brain.
right. So to say that all of those million aspects of you are going to be stereotypically your race is like impossible. So you would actually, it's actually impossible for a person to be stereotypically.
But see, do you think another part of that is like, you know, society is pushing off like well, I can't even say ideas, notions or premonitions of how people are supposed to be?
In a way, I think that the news shows us these things. Like, okay, case in point, and I'll talk about like the whites because this really bugs me. Karens, okay? They're obvious. And when you see them, the best way to spot a Karen is go on Facebook and look for like a blackout, like, or like the Black Lives Matter like sign or something, and it'll probably be a white lady who's like, you know, between like 20 something, 25 and like 50, who,
I mean, damn, 25 years? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole big gap. Karens there's a lot of them, right? We got tons of Karens, right? And fucking, I don't want them. I don't think we want them, man. Like, I'd rather have, this whole, like, thing, man. I would rather mix all the races. I want all the races to just mix up, right? And my problem here is that the Karens stereotypically do what they do. Like, they call the cops when there's a black guy, right? And then the camera's on them, and they say, it's a black guy. You know what I mean? Like you idiot, right? You idiot. Hey, call the cops on somebody that you find suspicious. Okay, right? If something's happening, call the cops. But just because you think something,
I know.
and then you call the cops.
But see,
right?
that's a whole different issue right there.
Well, the problem is that they say the words black male.
Yeah. I know, but see, that's a more deep-rooted issue than just, you know, possible hints of racism or full-blown racism. There's so many more layers to that shit. One of them being nosiness, but I'm not even gonna go there.
Oh God, but
I'm not even gonna go there.
No, you're right. It's deep rooted. Like I said, man, go back like 200 years to the prairie, right? And a white lady's out fucking like putting wood on the fire, and she sees a black guy on the distance, right? And then she starts smoke signaling into the sky. You know what I mean? 6'3" African American male, like, you know what I mean? Heading northbound, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just smoke signals rising up, and then off goes the racist guys to go get them. You know what I mean? Because that's just the way we're taught that our country is. That's the way we're taught our country was created. Let me give you a little insight on the white population. My family, the Guckert family, got here after the slave thing. That was done. When we got here, it was like New York was built already, along with millions of families.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you talk about like the white people that owned slaves, there's like hardly any left at all, right? The battle is, I mean, I have nothing to apologize for at all. Nothing. I have no guilt in my conscience for anything that happened since, you know, I fucking came of age and learned what was right and wrong.
I know that, you know what I'm saying? But like, again, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot, like I said, a lot of this shit the people that hold on to this resentment and this angst and stuff, people that are, above 50, above 60. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the angst they feel is like the idiocracy of, passing that bullshit on to your offspring and then doing it again and doing it again and doing it again and doing it again. You know what I'm saying?
Vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And you know what happens, man? It might actually come around.
Two things happen. Actually, no, three things happen. One, the cycle repeats itself, right? Actually, well, four. One, the cycle repeats itself. Four, the cycle doesn't repeat itself. You know what I mean? And for whatever reason, it doesn't fucking matter. But those are possible conclusions. But within that, you have the reasonings why it can be one or the other, right? One of them could be straight, honest, really looking, taking a deep look inward at self and all of this shit and reassessing how you view things. You know what I'm saying? But that's the hard way. The easy way, little Becky fall in love with big black cock, right? And end up with a mixed baby. Right? Now you forced into the shit.
Now, we could turn that around.
I started that shit on so bad. God damn.
Right. Because
fuck it, man.
Because I mean, it's a
BBC
crazy notion, man. Just thinking about like
shit. Yeah, it is. But imagine for a fucking family like that. You know what I'm saying? Imagine notion for them.
Right. Well, my immediate thought was like some white ginger guy, right, with like this deeply black sub-Saharan African woman, and they have kids. You know what I mean? Or that fucking like big like fucking. It works.
Becky from the Burbs brings home Tyrone.
Right.
Whose pants are hanging down so far you can see the chocolate stain in his fucking boxers.
Right. And then
his parents are like, oh my God, Becky, please get him out of here. Please. We'll pay for your trip to Cancun. Don't give a fuck. Just get him out of here. No!
The same exact thing.
No, Dad. I'm gonna fuck him. I'm gonna ride that baloney pony.
Bro, the same thing happens when fucking Rashida from the Hood brings home Philippe from fucking France. And they're like, please get this guy the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna tell you something though. That can go a little different. Here's why. And I can speak on this because I'm a nigga. What? Philippe might not even make it to the house. I'm just being clear.
Right, and I was immediately thinking when they said get him out of here, that there was people outside going, yeah, bring him out here.
Yeah.
I feel you. Like,
he might not make it to the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then at the same token, this is one of the things about niggas. Sometimes when, at least from what I've seen over the years, niggas that behave bullish and, bullying and all that type of shit. It's more for sport than it is for like really trying to prove a point. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, if an animal's trying to hunt another animal and shit, animal get out on him a little bit and shit, like, all right, I'm not gonna fuck him, I'm gonna leave him, I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna find an easier one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you try, ham up, climb up on somebody and shit, motherfucker, you a bit of pushback and shit, like, all right, you alright. You alright. So, depending on... Wait. Yeah, I feel you. So, I mean, in a way that kind of validates what I'm saying. So, depending on how family go at Philippe, like, look, you gonna fuck with Shaquita, we gotta know you about your shit. You know what I'm saying? We gonna fuck with him real quick. You know what I'm saying? Philippe acting like a little bitch, you be like, nah, man. Nah, this not gonna work. You know what I mean? But, if he ain't... Philippe is not the loud type or whatever and shit, be like, look, man. I came... Look, y'all gonna do something and shit, you can do what the fuck you gonna do, but I'm just... All I'm gonna say is I'm not just gonna let you beat my ass.
Look, I'll be Philippe, okay? And I'm
here. You want to role play for a second?
I'm in here, yes. I'm
okay,
here.
All right. Hey, what's up, Philippe?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, so Shaquita told us you was gonna be coming by with her today, man. I was real interested to meet you, man, especially when I heard you was a fucking white boy, man. I couldn't believe that shit. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, she brought home a fucking cracker? Get the fuck out of here. Let me meet Philippe. How you doing, man?
I'm well. How are you? I'm a little shell shocked. I haven't been in a neighborhood like this before.
Oh yeah? How you feel about that? Make you feel a little nervous?
Slightly.
Why is that, man?
Well, I don't know why, but
you feel intimidated by niggas? Call it what it is, man. You feel intimidated by niggas, man?
How you say that?
Hey, look, Philippe. Look, if you gonna fuck with my daughter, I'm gonna have to teach you one quick lesson. Stay with me, Philippe. Stay with me, okay? Stay with me. If you gonna fuck with my daughter, I gotta school you something real quick, okay?
I'm not fucking your daughter. We are not even married.
I said if you gonna fuck with, okay, implying that you're going to date, see on a regular basis, have relations with. Okay, look, I know what the fuck goes on. Like, look, you're not a little kid. I'm not a little kid, right? I'm not putting the pressure on you. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying, let's keep it 100. Let's be honest, okay? Let's
100.
be honest.
So you want $100?
Nah, 100. Say it with me. Not 100. 100. 100. Like almost like you saying honey, but 100. 100.
Sir, I'm not sure.
Come on, Philippe. Let me hear do that shit for me one time, Philippe. Matter of fact, fuck that, Philippe. Hit this shit one time, Philippe. Hit this shit one time, Philippe. This shit gonna come right out proper.
Cigarette?
Hit that, yeah, Philippe. Yeah, it's that wacky tobacco. Hit that shit one time,
cigarettes.
Philippe. Hell yeah.
Did you grow this?
Yes, we do. Wait, hit it again, Philippe. Hit it again, Philippe. Go ahead, Philippe. Matter of fact, Philippe. I'm gonna teach you a little trick. Hit the flame on it, get it lit, and hit it really hard. Hit the flame and hit it really hard. Go ahead. Hit it really hard.
Oh. It's a little easier when you hit it really hard.
Okay, all right, now, Philippe, you with me? All right, now,
I'm with you 100.
pop quiz. Philippe, pop quiz. All right. Nigga say what?
What you say, nigga?
My nigga. There you go. My nigga. There you go. Now you in the game, Philippe. Now you in the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out and just yell nigger to the wall.
No. Whoa. Wait, Philippe. Come here. Sit back down, Philippe. Sit down. All right, now.
Boy, this is...
Yeah, it is.
Good tobacco.
It is.
Is this the
hit it
wacky
again.
tobacco?
Yes, hit it again. And then pass that.
I can tell.
And then pass that, right?
I wasn't born yesterday.
And then I'm going to give you a lesson about being born yesterday, okay? Hit that shit one time and then pass that, buddy.
Oh.
Here, now pass that back to me, buddy.
Pass.
No, just hold it in your hand.
I'll hand it to you.
Yes, there you go, buddy. You're excellent, buddy. There you go. You know what it is? It's all about the verbiage. I'm gonna use a white word for you. You know that word verbiage? You know that word verbiage?
I'm gonna smoke one of these.
You know that word verbiage?
Yes, I'm familiar with the word verbiage.
Yeah, that's a white word for you. It's all about the verbiage. Okay, but like, listen to me, okay? If you run outside saying the word nigger, you're not gonna have to worry anybody else kicking your ass, okay?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna fucking slit your throat. If you run outside my motherfucking house saying nigger, okay? Now,
Well,
you can't shut the fuck up and listen.
Things got dark.
Shut the fuck up and listen, okay? Now, you came here with Shaquita, so you say, right? Now, that being said, let me see that lighter, little nigga.
Is this your lighter?
Yes, it is. Let me get that back, little nigga. Thank you.
I'll tell you what, I don't feel comfortable with all this N-word talk. You know, I don't.
Look, okay.
It took me a long time to stop saying that word.
Explain. Interesting. Explain, little Philippe. Look. I know y'all gotta go out and shit, but I'm really intrigued now. Explain.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like before you had my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
Oh God.
So break it down for me, Philippe. You were saying what you explained to me was that you had a prior history of using the word nigga, or is it the prior history of using the word nigger? To tell the truth now, goddammit. Because one way or the other, we can find out.
I would never.
Which one, Philippe?
Never.
According to what you just said, Philippe, you said you had you tried really hard to stop using that goddamn word. So I'm just saying.
Oh, damn it. That's another guy.
Okay, now, but the question was, even that other guy, was he saying nigga or nigger?
Nah, he was telling you to sit down and give me your cornbread because he did 10 years in San Quentin. sit down and hand over the cornbread.
Philippe.
I'm sorry.
Philippe.
Listen, that shouldn't have came out of me. Suppress that. I'm no longer a part of the Aryan nation. I have requited, and I have redeemed myself. And now I'm with your daughter, Rashida.
All right. Shaquita. Her name is Shaquita. Say it with me, Shaquita.
Oh, sounds the same to me.
Yeah, I know. They kind of do. It's all good. We know, too. But say it with me. Shaquita. Say it with me. Shaquita.
Trick me, Shaquita.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
You tricked me with that wacky tobacco there.
Hey, you know what? It's all
me.
good. Now, but see, you want to know something even better about this wacky tobacco? You want to know what this is called? This is called Jesus OG.
Oh, goodness gracious. You're walking on water.
Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit?
All right, man. I think we've gone way too far into this monologue. That's funny, though. That is funny.
How y'all think that shit would end? Let us know in the fucking comments below.
I just want to make up ridiculous ideas for monologues now. All right, how about this? I'm the white guy who's racist, right? And you're a black guy, right, who is not stereotypically black at all.
Got it.
No.
Got it. I got
not
it.
at all.
I got
right?
it. I got it. You're forcing me to not be myself. I got it.
I'll be as racist, but not like super racist.
I got it.
Prejudice. I will be prejudiced, and you be non-stereotypical.
Yeah.
All right. What up, homie?
Hi, how are you?
What's good? Hey, man. Shit, man. Caught that game yesterday?
I don't like sports, man. I don't know why. I just
What?
don't. No, I don't watch at all.
Man, what?
I don't watch sports.
Hey, why you look like that, man? God damn, bro. Hey.
I like guys, that's why.
Hey, man, you know where that weed at, man? Where that weed at? Hey, what about that hard? I know you got somebody, right?
Hard?
Yeah.
I mean,
That hard, man.
I like it hard.
Oh, my God.
Do you like it hard, too?
Nah, man. Hey, look, man.
Okay, but buddy, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I wasn't trying to start any trouble. Just when you said the word hard, I misunderstood what you said. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
Man,
I'm sorry.
you're really starting to get on my nerves, man. Hey, man. I tell you what. I tell you how we gonna fix this, right?
I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
I tell you how we're gonna fix this. We're gonna go down to 7-Eleven. We're gonna get a couple 40s, man. Get a couple bitches.
But I just want to stay where I'm at right here. I don't need to go to 7-Eleven or like chase
What
bitches.
you got right here?
Like,
You ain't doing nothing.
I mean, 40s is fine, but like I'm gay. I don't want to chase bitches. What the fuck?
Oh my God.
I mean, bro, I told you. You mentioned the hard.
Now I got it. Now I feel
the fuck,
man.
God, man.
Now I'm starting to feel uncomfortable because this is absolutely. Where are you from? Atlanta?
No, man. Fucking goddamn Connecticut. Shit, man. Damn.
Connecticut. Damn. You just turned gay. You didn't even fucking like. Okay, but and I guess I was being pretty like weird too. Cause,
I mean, bro, you asked me to not be myself.
and I was supposed to be a racist, but I turned out just to be like a fucking. I don't even know.
Oh, you just being a pushy hard ass. But you weren't expecting me to flip it on you, but you're talking about, the hard and all of that shit. You're like, oh shit, god damn it. What the fuck spider web did I fall in?
No, man. No. Yeah. Like, I don't know anything
It sucked the racism out of you. It made you feel vulnerable to your own gayness. That's what happened.
Well, nah, here's a...
And that was a fictitious skit, and that's still what happened. How about that?
Yeah.
Did that shit make you feel some type of...
It turned me 10% gay. Now I have to do push-ups to get rid of it.
God damn it. No.
You grab a Gatorade.
That was actually pretty funny.
The moment I
That's
turned gay,
it's a hack play on words, but it's still funny.
I picked me up a Gatorade, and it just so happens to be the color of semen.
God damn it.
Ugh. It's like a bukkake in your mouth. Can you imagine how many dudes it would take to fill this jug?
God fucking damn it. Shut
This is
the fuck
fucking
up, man. What the
ridiculous.
fuck, man?
And then for you to just go like,
What the fuck up?
whoop, don't want to waste any.
Shut the fuck up. What the fucking hell, bro? What the fuck, man?
Oh, man. Ugh, got it all over me.
Oh, man.
That's like that Adam Sandler John. He was busting on that girl. She was like, oh, she had it all over me. Yeah, that's my man right there, and I'm sure like he wouldn't approve of this comedy, but Adam Sandler, for some reason, I just, he reached that level of comedy where it's like you're not even a comedian anymore.
Yeah.
It's like you're something else. I don't know. What are you just gonna say, man?
You ever thought maybe you've been going about all this shit the wrong way?
Yes.
That
every day.
Maybe the idea is not to chase these people, but it is instead to supplant them.
Supplant, to chase it. Wait, what people?
All of them. All of them.
I just want my brain.
All of you.
To be like
you
in their heads. I just want my brain to be planted in their heads. So like, how many people will remember that one image of us just chilling? You know, how many people will remember just the certain single moments? You know, of course, like honestly, if it was up to me, the show would just go on and on and on and on, and I wouldn't turn it off.
Like the Truman Show.
I would just all the time be here.
You
Every
know what?
thought I have.
You should figure out a way to get a little remote drone that can hover over top of your head, kind of like if you were playing GTA or some shit. That would be cool.
I'm sure they do have it.
That would be cool.
I think with your eye watch,
Mm-hmm.
and you can link a drone to stay like 5 feet above the watch, or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. It'll stay like 5-10 feet above you. And
that would be cool.
Always be shooting. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine if everybody?
That would be an interesting perspective on watching yourself.
Well, can you imagine if everybody had those? If suddenly like the iDrone became a thing, like you just like instead of an iPhone, it's an iDrone and just spins quietly and just hangs out next to you.
Mm-hmm. Until one day all them Jones get taken control of. Boom!
Pow! But they can do it to your phone. Wait till you're on it and just pow. Next time, they can just set everybody's phone to next time they put it to their ear, explodes. And then all of us got ticking time bomb phones. We don't know. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That'd be some wicked shit right there, man.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, bro, there's a mission on GTA 5 where you got to do that shit. You gotta remote detonate the goddamn the test model of the phone and shit. What the dude does the press conference releasing the shit.
Yep.
He blow his ass up on fucking television.
I remember that. I remember that mission too.
Yeah.
But like, speaking of racism, GTA 5 was super fucking racist.
Oh, Trevor, good lord.
I mean that was like,
good God.
Yeah.
Right, but again, to the point that I was making. Think about it. All of the different people and types of different people that play that game.
Right.
Have you ever heard anybody bitch and really, really go in hard bitching about the racism in that game?
No.
You see what I'm saying? Because the shit is so fucking OD. Especially in that game, it's so OD.
Well, that's the thing, though, man. It used to be comedians, our favorite comedians and our favorite like personalities would make the most racist jokes. Red Fox, come on, Sanford and Son. He was an absolute racist. So was fucking, from All in the Family. What was that guy? I forget him.
You talking about the dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but yeah.
I can't remember. Archie Bunker. Yeah. Archie Bunker, man, and fucking Red Fox. These guys were both incredibly racist. Fucking, if you go look at like,
bro,
Rickles, man.
Bro, all you're doing is validating my point, bro. Think about it. Nigga, I said this shit. This is exactly what the fuck I said, right? After a point, it becomes so OD, you become numb to it, then you start to find the humor in it. And then it doesn't bother you anymore.
No, that already happened. What I'm saying is that it was going on back then. Everybody got it. Everybody understood. Mm-hmm. If we laugh at each other's differences and we have fun with each other no matter what, then we can all get along and shit. And then recently, what's been going on is we've got these fucking politicians on a certain side of the fence who are just railing against racism. Mm-hmm. And they are fucking putting up posters everywhere to fight racism, and they're just doing everything they can to stir up racism and make it uncomfortable. And the fact is, they did it back then, but we're not doing it now.
Let me say like this:
we're not doing
the only fucking people that it's gonna really be uncomfortable for are the people who are fucking hypersensitive.
But it's becoming everybody. Everybody who is on social media, if you are looking at Facebook and you are getting any news, if you are going, and I mean, even if you're on Facebook and you click a link to another page and you go to that page and you read, you're still getting fed bullshit.
I put it like this. I think the biggest nuance with all of this shit is it changes the dialect. You know what I'm saying? It forces you to talk different. You know what I mean? It forces your speech to be different. I can attest to this. This is like my 6th or 7th, maybe 8th time being put in fucking Facebook jail. Again for 30 days? Again?
I mean, I've noticed that you and Facebook have a love-hate relationship, and there's certain content that they don't want up, and they take down.
But see, the irony is this. Like, I have a tendency and shit to just do random things with profile picture, the background and shit, just whatever. I don't give a fuck, right? So now for the next month, my profile picture is going to be a jug of piss.
And
every time I look at this shit, it's still funny as fuck. But for the next 30 days, my profile picture will be a gallon of piss.
Right. And you know what it is about that? The Facebook people, they created Facebook. And they were like, this is going to be a place where, like, Becky and her mom and all her brothers and sisters, at first it was supposed to be just college students, but eventually they made it where it was like everybody can have their own profile and everybody talks to each other, right? Mm-hmm. And then you started getting all these people who were like, well, I'm going to make a profile that's like named, cocks and dicks, and I'm going to fucking put up like skulls and demons, you know what I mean? And then everybody was just like, oh, damn it. Now we've been invaded by trolls, right? And then if all the posts that a person puts up are just fuck you posts to people, you know what I mean? Basically just jabs and trolls. It's like, man, we just want to get rid of that completely. Yeah. That way it can still just be a family site, family mail, family hello boards. Everybody say hello to your family members and your friends. But Facebook and the Google and the politicians, they understand now that everybody is so plugged into Facebook that they can now push ideas at them. And they can change the way people think.
Through social media.
Right. Yeah. If you search up...
I can see that.
If you search up something, they're going to start sending that kind of information to you. Yeah. If you search up one thing, that's all they're going to send you. Right? You have to actively search up opposite information.
So, matter of fact, let's test the theory, right? Let's come up with 10 random things right now, right? And you test it, I test it. Anybody that fucking watches this, You test it. And we'll all fucking meet in the goddamn comments and figure this shit out. Search 10 things and see what comes back. You pick 5, I pick 5. Go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're just going to pick them off random because, look, it's going to pick it up. So we're just going to pick off from random. Go.
So, wait, I got to get the gist of what you're saying here. Search 10 things?
Yeah, 10 different things, right? And see if, like, the shit you get bombarded with matches the 10 different things that get searched.
Right. Now,
Like, because it's for consistency's sake. Because here's the thing.
Yeah,
if you do it, I do it, and let's say
search Game of
500
Thrones.
people see this shit.
I want you to search Game of Thrones.
Okay,
right?
that's one.
And then you're going to, and just randomly search up Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And look for like a page or something and click on it.
Yeah.
You don't even have to click on that, I don't think. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Then search, puppies.
Okay, that's 2.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure everybody does this and everybody already knows. You know what I mean? Everybody already realizes. Then search up dental work.
Okay.
Then search up auto body work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you really just, I mean, searching 10 things is going to be tough, man. It's not going to be tough, but it's going to be like a daunting task. I'll give you an example.
Not even.
I'll give you the perfect example of what happened here recently, right? I went to, and this is some weird shit here, okay? Mm-hmm. I walked into Home Depot, and I paid for a bunch of picture frames, like hanging material, right? Mm-hmm. And I swear to God, the next thing I know, in my Google feed, there was like a picture framing thing, and then there was another one, like something about framing and art. This and framing and art. And I was just like, wait, what the fuck? I didn't search it. I paid for it with my card. Mm-hmm. But I felt like somehow some company gathered the information of what it was that I bought and like put it into the conglomerate of knowledge somehow. Just from me buying something. Not even searching it on the computer. You know? I didn't search it. I knew for a fact I could get my supplies at Home Depot. Yeah. So I went and bought them there. And then next thing you know, they're offering me that kind of shit on Facebook. And I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Because Facebook never just randomly offers me shit. Look up, dragon knife. Right? And then it like you really want to look up products. If you want to start seeing things pop up on your page, you got to search products that people need.
Okay.
You know
all
what
right.
I mean?
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go there now. All right. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. Okay. Because even though that's more than a want or a need, motherfuckers need that shit.
Right.
Okay?
The real test is to search this stuff on Google, not on Facebook.
Okay.
You search it on Google. And then you see if that kind of stuff pops up in your Facebook
if that regurgitates
feed.
Onto your feed on Facebook. I got you.
Right.
All right, so that's one. Toilet paper, because that's an odd one. If you see some toilet paper shit in your feed, you're gonna know it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think that's ever something I've seen in my feed before. Toilet paper.
Survival supplies, and start YouTubing like survival videos, and next thing you know, you'll start getting all kinds of survival related.
Here's a weird one. A toilet bowl scrubber. That's a weird one.
All right.
But it's also at the same time very specific.
All right.
Super Bowl tickets, 2021 season. That's also very specific.
Those are going to be pretty cheap.
Shit.
Hey, man.
You think so? Shit.
They're going to have to get people in.
Especially...
They're going to rape the fucking customers. They're either going to rape the customers or they're going to cut them a deal so that people buy Super Bowl tickets this year.
They probably... Okay, let's say last year's Super Bowl had 80,000 people. I don't even fucking remember, right? If they can't even run at full capacity, bro, they'd be lucky if they have 20 to 15.
Not only that, there's people that don't want to go to that. Don't want to support the NFL anymore.
Uh-oh.
sorry about that.
Them Jones gonna be a
fans.
grip. Them Jones gonna be a grip.
I'll tell you what sport is doing well, in my opinion. MMA. People want to see that right now. Just as far as sports is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
I always felt like, what do you call it? Athletes got paid entirely too much.
Yeah.
For what they do, and to see them actually fighting for their money is gratifying.
It depends on who you ask, because it's funny, because I was talking to a lady today and shit where she said she can't stand that shit at all. Like boxing, MMA, all of that shit. She can't stand it.
Right. And there's quite a few people who can't. Especially ladies, mothers. People
Which she is.
Yeah, people
Which she
you know
is.
that. So to some people, especially some mothers, I can imagine how like you see everyone as your child. You know what I mean?
I mean, I can't say if that's what it is for her, but yeah.
Not specifically, but really, it deep down, why would you not want to see people getting hurt? Because, and you know what I mean? A lot of people that don't have children don't really have that mentality. And then a lot of people claim to have it, and they claim to be like real virtuous and all that shit. But then you see like them do crazy shit, man. Especially like if you go to like protests and everything, you hear people saying like they condone violence. Smash this guy with a fucking bottle. You know what I mean? Whatever. So I don't. The main people I see that really care about like are parents. And if you're not a parent,
which I'm not,
you haven't quite
grasp the full picture.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure it's easy to try. It's definitely easy to really paint a good picture,
but to empathize it, to feel it,
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I can rationalize the whole thing. That like, yeah, that is somebody's child, no matter what, even if it went askew, you know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Some people are like dogs, man. Some motherfuckers just gotta be put down. I don't know. That's just how I see it.
Well, well, yeah. I mean, there are some that are infected to the point of no return, you know.
Yeah.
But see, in there's a whole, and I don't know if I would be making a prejudice statement that white people would be more inclined to be like, no, I want to keep him alive and study him, right?
Like, you mean like back then?
Yeah, anytime. Yeah.
Like not now.
Yeah, even right now.
No. I mean, I would say at this point that there'd be enough study done on the human body in general.
No, but people still want
DNA and all that shit.
Yeah, but many people, including like doctors and stuff like that, psychologists would say like even the worst, right? Even the worst of the worst people.
Well, but see, that's a little different though.
We don't kill them; we keep them alive and at least study them.
Like some Hannibal Lecter type shit. Well, but that's a little different because it's like, you know, that's like trying to understand the mind of a madman. You know, like it's a dark and twisted game, but also an exercise in futility at the same time. When you're better off just look.
Who would be better off?
Their whole psyche, collectively, and like individually. Trying to interrogate and learn about or from somebody like that.
Yeah, but I mean, so somebody could be like just completely evil, right? And just want to do the most evil things. I've known some people like that. That you just see it in them the moment they think of, like, they just think the most evil thought, the most twisted thought, you know? It's almost like to them, it's like there's no...
But see, I'm going to say something though. People like that don't bother me as much as people that where the dark thought just slips in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, people like that are more dangerous. You know what I mean? Because it's like the fucking tea kettle. You put it on the fucking stove and turn the fire on. You know, eventually at some point that pressure is gonna build. You know what I mean?
Right. What if I lived a perfectly exemplary life, right? And I lived till I was 90 years old and I died, right? And all 90 of those years, except for 10 years. Right? No, not even 10 years. I'm sorry. Fucking one day. Right? One day.
That's a drastic change, but go ahead.
90 years. I just boiled down because 10 years you don't need it. It doesn't make sense.
Go ahead.
I lived 90 years and did a lot of good things with my life, right? But one day, I broke into a house, raped and murdered everyone in the house, and then left. Cleaned up, got rid of all the evidence, and left. And then lived the rest of my fucking whatever, however many years, and did good things for everybody, right?
But see, here's the thing. I mean, if you
90,
raped,
I get
if you
caught.
raped everybody, man, they'd fucking find DNA or something, man.
Well,
Shit, it
I
would
mean-
take them that goddamn long.
Well, if I'm 90 now, think about when the process was, how much DNA evidence they used. Maybe I was 30 when it happened, so it's 60 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's probably no more evidence left. They can't check anything, but they somehow do. And 90 years old, I'm caught, right? And they're like, "Oh my God, him!" Like Saint Jonathan. You know what I mean? What? Like you did so much good through your whole life, but you did that?
You're an
like,
animal.
No. Like, let him just. We can't do anything to him at that point. We can't do nothing. He's done his whole life. He was the perfect human, and one moment he was the perfect evil, right? But we can't do nothing to him.
Yeah, but you know,
We can't judge him.
Yeah, I hear you, but you know how, what was it, the what is it? The hive brain would think about the shit.
I
you
knew
know
exactly what was going to go there.
You know what I'm saying?
Hive mentality
Yeah.
is exactly what happens.
He
We-
deceived us.
it's
Off with his head.
we see a killer or a crazy bee, and all the other bees swarm around and heat it up until it just dies. That's what they do. If one of them they deem they need to kill from within the nest, they just get around him and start shaking, and then he gets so hot that he dies. Like, but yeah, that's the way I see it. Like, and it's almost like you don't have any say in it. Like, if there's a crazy guy near you and the buzz starts happening, you are a part of it too. Like, you would do it too. You would kill him too at that moment, right? But
I don't know. Because I
It's
can put it like this. You know what I mean? Because I think you have some people that would, fall victim to the moment. Probably have some that might, be ready to go in and maybe throw a punch or a kick one time and then, nah, this is wrong. Some to be like, yay, and then like, no, I can't do this. I mean, I'm sure you have some of everything. And some motherfuckers just gonna be full blown about it, hitting the motherfucker with bricks, bottles, fucking heroin needles if they can find them, and all kinds of shit. Wouldn't give a fuck. No damn discretion. I don't know.
Hey, man.
But what I do know is that it's all on the table, right? And that was the whole point that I was making in the beginning when we were talking about the racism. Is that if we gonna agree that it's bullshit or that it is real, it's all on the table.
We broke so far away from the racism thing. We went into so many different avenues, but the opening was the opening. You know what I mean? And honestly, there's a few different ideas I had, like prejudice versus racism. You know what I mean? And which usually is what actually causes the problems. Prejudgments. When like
That's what I'm saying. A lot of shit is deep rooted. It's not just it's one thing and then that's it. It's not. No, it's not like that.
But you can make somebody judge a person in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be deep rooted. You can.
Agreed.
I can through the media suddenly make all of a certain race look a certain way.
Yeah. But see, that's still a deep rooted issue.
It is, and it's a problem that we have right now. Yeah. A big problem that we have, because a lot of progress that we made that allows you and I to sit here and just bullshit without anybody saying, man, you're a fucking sellout, or you're a fucking, you know what I mean?
Right, but see, at
your own race.
But see, at the same token, though, you also know that I'm cut a little different when it comes to that shit, and I wouldn't give a fuck if somebody had some shit to say to me about it any fucking way, because I'm gonna move how I move any fucking way. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that's just gonna stay with me till I'm fucking gone. Yeah. You know what I mean? The fuck? Because You know, I mean, and really, it ain't even about impressions or public opinion and shit like that. It's about bills and shit. You know what I'm saying? Anybody got any fucking thing to say about anything I fucking do and shit ain't paying none of my goddamn fucking bills.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? You can say whatever you want, you know what I mean? I can respond to it or not, whatever. You know what I mean? But shit, you know what I mean? Until you start paying my bills and shit, what you got to say about how I move in one ear, out the other?
Yeah, man. I guess some people are just immovable. And like an immovable stone, I'm going to drop a rock on this fucking podcast tonight.